In this video you'll spend a year with us. Everything we managed to do, from starting the construction of the chicken coop, building the walls and roof from scratch, all the way to moving in the chickens, and my wife's joy that we now have such a wonderful chicken coop, and of course our very own homegrown eggs. You will see everything from how I poured the foundation to the complete assembly of the terrace and how it turned out for us. From how we leveled the area for the pool to the first splashes in that pool and the joy of relaxing and swimming in it. About how we turned an old shed into a great table where we now gather with friends. Interior renovations of the house, the floors on the second floor, and a cool walk-in closet for clothes. We planted a garden and vegetable patch, grew various plants, replaced the first floor floors, and rebuilt the staircase to the second floor. That's just half of what's in this video. And of course the gorgeous nature, the area where we live, the animals that surround us, and much, much more. Let's go, dear friends. Because the year starts in January, we'll start with our January work. It all started with the chicken coop. The frame was ready, we got snowed in, and construction began. First, I installed all our future floor joists, placed crossbars between them, which fasten the joists together and keep them from spreading apart, and it won't turn into a braid. Next, I raised the walls and cover them with oriented strand boards. It's done very easily by hand. After the walls are ready, I work on the roof. I've already installed the rafters and I'm putting up the battens while the battens are being installed. Lyra is handling chores, watering the horses and chickens and doing other household tasks. I'm already installing the windows that were bought. Each window cost 300 rubles from Avito. The roof is already being installed. We bought the metal sheets at a discount. They were slightly defective with scratches of 0 and 0.5 millimeters, which is actually pretty good for this kind of roof. Each sheet costs us about 900 rubles. Next, I'm insulating with extruded polystyrene foam. Since there's already some paneling in the chicken coop, we chose linoleum to cover the foam and keep chickens from pecking it. Plus, it's easy to clean. Here I've already laid down sawdust and put in straw. It's all ready. We have nests here. We've moved the chickens into their new apartments. The chickens are exploring and checking everything out. Everything here comes from that little shed where they used to live, and now they're in a really great place. Let's hear Lyra's thoughts and see how she feels about it.
It turned out neat and cool.
Now we're starting to work on the chicken coop. We incubated some chicks and we got a small brood. We set up a brooder and they're living in the chicken coop now too. Let's jump ahead a little. It's already autumn here. I wanted to show you our finished chicken coop. Painting the facade turns it into such a beautiful building that's nice to look at. How could I not show it to you? Wonderful moments collecting eggs. The hens are laying really well and we're getting a lot of eggs, even more than we can use. We'll achieve new milestones inspired by our beautiful landscapes. We're moving on to the next project, which is the terrace. The terrace will be built on piles, and I'm preparing the future piles now. Next, we drill holes with an auger to a depth of 1.5 meters, which is sufficient. I'm doing it the usual way, using roofing felt and wrapping mesh inside. We use a film bag to keep concrete moisture from being absorbed by the sand, ensuring it stays inside the bag. During vibration, the concrete rises a lot, and some of the posts have to be trimmed. What a beautiful view opens up from our future terrace. The foundation is ready. Now we start making the binding. I connect two boards, 150 by 50. They were pre-coated with bitumen primer to prevent rotting. When the bitumen primer ran out, I coated the other boards with motor oil. After leveling the binding, we attach it to the foundation using 300 anchors. While I was working on the binding, our decking boards arrived just in time. We unload them and store them in a safe place. But while I'm working, my wife is busy cleaning up after the chickens so that everything is tidy and it's pleasant for us to be on the farm. While we work, the chickens enjoy the spring sunshine. I'm using 150 by 50 joists spaced 37 centimeters apart intentionally. To keep the terrace from bouncing like a trampoline, Alera is mowing the grass to feed the chickens and horses or use as garden mulch. It's so convenient to work with all the right tools. I remember before I only had an axe, a hammer and a handsaw. When I got a chainsaw, that was a real treat, that's it. I'm starting to install the decking boards. The distance between the joists is 37 centimeters. This distance was chosen specifically so that the terrace doesn't bounce and the board doesn't break under weight. Everything goes pretty quickly, it's very easy to install. The main thing is just to get started, and look at what a beautiful terrace we ended up with. It looks just gorgeous. We wash off dust and dirt after work, then move on to the next steps. I showed you a bit of the construction. We'll continue building later, and now we'll show you some of our gardening work. Here, we decided to plant our future orchard. These are 10 fruit trees, 8 different apple varieties and 2 pear trees. We tossed some rotting wood into the hole. We've dreamed of having our own orchard for a long time. We'll be waiting for the apple trees to grow. I'll tell you right away that everything took root. Not a single apple tree died, and not a single pear tree died. All summer they had leaves, and only by autumn did the leaves fall. Next year we hope everything will be fine with them. Next, Lera moves on to the other plantings. This is hortensia, which was also very beautiful, gave beautiful flowers, and planted peonies and other flowers. I carry our compost from our horses to the garden. Last year we dug a water pipe here, and a lot of clay and sand appeared in our garden, but it's good that the horses make good fertilizer, which has decomposed over the year, and we use this fertilizer in our garden. Look at how black the manure is, how black the compost we got is. There will be an amazing harvest here. Now we move on to our favorite activity, which we've really started to enjoy, a future swim in the pool. The pool will be located right here, exactly here. We wanted to put the pool where our sand and gravel mix is lying, which we use for the terrace, for the blind area and so on, and now we'll have to move it and clear it from the spot where the pool will be. I've already moved and cleared part of it, and our pool will be 4 meters long. The area is uneven, with drops of almost 20 centimeters, so there's also an annoying bump here that we need to get rid of. We also need a cushion under our future pool. There's a lot of sand here, but they used to plant potatoes here, so we need to remove this top layer. I've brought in the sand, and now we need to tamp it down. Avgust is helping me a lot. The boy isn't even 2 years old yet, and he's already great at holding the water hose. After we've poured all of this, I level our base and then keep watering it generously. Now we're using polystyrene, which our pool will stand on, while I keep working on the pool over there. Other household chores still need to be done as well.
Take some more, come on, that's it, take it, bring it over here, right here, carry it, good job, come on, more, let's keep gathering.
Well, our cushion is already ready, made of sand and polystyrene foam, which is fully glued and fits perfectly in its place. And our pool is frost resistant, frame-based, which doesn't need to be completely drained for the winter or disassembled for future use. After assembling the frame, I stretch out the basin for water. It's simple, just follow the instructions and it goes together easily. Next, we fill it with a little bit of water, about 4 inches to smooth out the bottom so there are no wrinkles. And my wife continues working in the garden. As you can see, we've already tied up the apple and pear trees with rope to protect them from animals, from dogs, so they don't pee on our future fruit trees and so they don't die. And Lera is planting beautiful flowers so that we can see all this beauty from the window. I'm starting the motor cultivator and working on our vegetable garden for future plantings by loosening the soil. And then Lera gets to work with the rake and prepares the garden beds for herself for her future plantings. Now let's see how our fruit trees have taken root.
Everything is going well with them. This one I think is a Chizovskaya pear. Here it is, and this is another pear. Here. This is another one. All the apple trees too. They all took roots, spread out. This is a late apple tree. It will probably bloom later. Everywhere in general there are leaves. Everything is good for relaxing.
And we're showing the fruit trees. Lera keeps working on future plantings, and here she's planting peppers, planting tomatoes. Our pool is already completely filled and continues to prepare the equipment for further use. This is our filter, which will filter the water in the pool. Unfortunately, without a filter, the water will quickly turn green and start to smell. It definitely needs to be filtered, and different ingredients need to be added so that the water doesn't go bad. After the pool is completely filled with water, we tighten the liner and close the railings. After a few days, once everything has warmed up, we start swimming. Dear friends,
They talk but learn quickly.
Yeah, ha ha ha.
Here's a chatterbox with her feet. Learn from her.
You need these armbands, yes.
That was such a great story with the pool, and now we're moving on to our next achievement. In this shot you can see our table, which we had for 2 years. And it was time to change something so we could invite someone over, sit outside and enjoy nature. I started making it from old logs. My neighbor took apart an old shed and offered me some of the logs. So that I could build something interesting, I decided to make a table out of these logs. I sawed the logs in half, and now we already have something like a tabletop. To avoid large gaps, I run a chainsaw between them, adjusting the logs so there are no gaps left between them. After cutting all the necessary pieces, I start assembling our future table. These will be our legs. Next, to keep the table from spreading apart, we need a fastening element, a crossbar between our legs. It will hold the legs together. We make it from the same thick log as the legs, cut out notches, flip it over, and look, the crossbar between our legs is ready. Now I just place our tabletop on top, and we get a table like this. This way our tabletop will be even and smooth. I go over it with a planer, and after the planer, we use a grinder to make the table even smoother. We also sand all the logs. And look, we ended up with such a cool, beautiful, smooth table, such a nice one.
We could have spent more time on it, but
Everything seems to be great.
it turned out well.
Besides the construction, we still have household chores. We need to clean up after the horses. Mostly Lera handled that, and I took those heavy wheelbarrows out to the piles. Village life and caring for animals isn't easy. Besides construction, there's a lot of other work. You constantly need to clean up, mow the grass, work in the garden if you enjoy all that. That's what life in the village is all about. The fact that you improve the world around you, your world is your homestead. It's the garden, it's the plot of land where you live, which you create and make into what you want to see in the future. You put all your strength, energy and so on into it. We've picked the spot for our future sandbox. I quickly put together a sandbox from 1-inch boards, brought in some sand, and that's it. We have a sandbox for our 2-year-old boy. And we sat there together, and I don't even know who enjoyed it more, the father or the child, but we sat and built castles. And then Lera took the initiative and decided to paint the sandbox and make it look nice. The inside work in the house still had to be done too. We decided to change, or rather, we had to completely replace the floors on the first floor in all the rooms. Because we had a serious leak in the house and water got under the floor and we couldn't get it out from there. Because of it, we had rot, a bad smell, and overall things were terrible, so we had to replace all the floors. I also made a ventilation gap in the floors so that even if some moisture gets in there, it wouldn't touch our wood, our materials, and so on. We chose to lay linoleum on the entire first floor, believing it would be more reliable and better. Many people say that you shouldn't lay linoleum on wood because the floor won't breathe, but we have a great ventilation gap there. Air circulates under the floor. The rooms are small, so nothing should happen. And if something does happen, well, you'll definitely hear about it. Now, I want to talk about another important event in our lives. It's the purchase of another plot of land right next to ours, just beyond the fence. Actually, we were just worried that someone would move on to that plot. It's a small area, and we were afraid that this beautiful forest next to us would be cut down. We wanted to preserve this forest. That's why we bought this plot, and it's considered the last one in the village. Beyond this plot, it's no longer possible to buy anything. Although it's currently overgrown with trees, we'll improve it and it will become a beautiful place. Aside from the construction work, we actually have quite a lot of achievements. This year we had birds. These were broilers. We got 30 broilers for our family, raised them for the first time in our new chicken coop, and prepared our own meat. Some was used for ground meat, some given as gifts, but the key is we raised it ourselves. It's very healthy. This is nutritious, tasty meat that is very different from what you get in the store. Because we knew what we fed our birds, we gave them fresh grass. Lera took care of them, did all the treatments, did everything, and we ended up with excellent high-quality meat. Also, as I said, we have a beautiful area. We have a lot of lakes that we go to from time to time. The lakes are in the forest, far from the hustle and bustle of the city, away from roads, where you can relax in peace and enjoy such scenery and nature. Now let's move on to the renovation on the second floor. The second floor is a real mess because when we moved, all the things were brought up to the second floor. And now I'm working on the floors. Finally, the floors on the second floor will fit perfectly into our future design. And they are very easy and quick to lay, which I really liked. I glue everything and they become like a single unit, a solid slab. Well, look, these are the kind of floors we ended up with. Next, another one of our dreams is to get a second car, because in the village it's very difficult without a second car. If one car breaks down, you definitely need a second car so you can leave the village, go get spare parts or something else you might need. Because when you have livestock, there's a lot of responsibility. Otherwise, you'll have to walk to your neighbors, try to make arrangements and so on, which isn't very convenient. So now we have a second car. We got ourselves a UAZ Patriot. It was cheap. Just 270,000, and it's already running on gas. Everything's ready, just get in and drive. But of course, we'll still need to do some repairs. That's a secondary matter. The main thing is that we managed to make it happen. So what? After getting the car, I began building the staircase. We dreamed of having one. The floors and walk-in closet are done, but we still lack a staircase. We had to climb up there using a wooden ladder, which wasn't very convenient, but thanks to the staircase, we now have a portal to the second floor. It's, so to speak, a great opportunity to move around easily. Our staircase is a regular modular one. It's easy to assemble, everything is screwed and bolted together. In general, it's an inexpensive, good and reliable staircase that now lets us move back and forth comfortably. Recently, I easily carried a sofa up to the second floor using this staircase. I treated the staircase with oil, so it kept that beautiful wooden look. We chose white for the metal parts, and the white paint fits in really well because all our doors are white, and the staircase is white too. The wood also looks beautiful. Our next news is that we now have a third horse. We rescued her from a slaughterhouse. She was being prepared for meat and we decided to save her. Here's the story. Lera has a friend named Anya who decided to save the horse, and Lera decided to help her with that. They chose a horse from the slaughterhouse, a beautiful piebald horse like this. Of course, she was kept in very poor conditions and arrived in not very good shape, quite thin. She was kept in a pen about 3 by 3 meters, where the horses don't move and are just prepared for meat. They tried to fatten them up, but for some reason, they couldn't do that with this horse. The horse is in very poor condition. She's a bit wild, afraid of people, especially afraid of men, and scared of a raised hand. The horse was probably mistreated, but Lera is a professional with nearly 20 years of experience working with horses. She knows a lot, and this isn't her first horse. This is a wild horse from the slaughterhouse, one that doesn't really want to be friends with people, but Lera knows the right approach and knows how to train horses. And literally after just 20 days, the horse named Dea gained weight and started to look wonderful like this. And now she feels great and looks good.
Oh my god. She even lifts her tail now. So lazy. She looks like a horse. Look at her coloring. Maybe Sabina, maybe something else. I don't know. And those fools are running around with her too.
Alright, so what's next? We're building again. What did we do? We're working on the second floor again. This is going to be our future walk-in closet. Lera really wanted a walk-in closet. She asked me a lot, so I decided to start building it. And we decided to make the closet using panels as well. It will be white, like white marble. First, I'm covering the main walls. Since there's an attic floor, attaching the panels is a bit awkward, but everything is going well and it looks great. And we decided to organize everything quickly because there's nowhere left to put our things. Did you see the pile of that mess that we had stacked on the second floor when we moved? And the walk-in closet will at least help to break up, so to speak, this mess. We'll be able to put our winter and summer clothes somewhere. Next, I separate the wall of our future walk-in closet, where I also attach the same kind of panels. We're starting to see some shape, a certain box, a real little room. This is the kind of room we ended up with. A person can stand there comfortably with their arm fully extended from wall to wall. Here, Lera is showing how the walk-in closet is coming together, and we're gradually filling it up. I made some small cabinets out of the same boards and all the shelves, and now we already have shoes and some things stored in this walk-in closet. There is also still some work to do on the walls there. We decided to make one of the walls out of the same boards, which will also fit into the future design. We'll make a wall like that. The main part will be made out of paneling. I think with the paneling it will look pretty nice. Besides the construction work, of course, we also continue working on the farm. We need a lot of sawdust for our animals, which we bring in. Here, Lera is showing how the plants we planted in the spring have grown. She's showing the harvest. We got good tomatoes, zucchinis grew, and the garden is also giving us some results. Besides that, we had several truckloads of hay delivered. This is already the second truckload of hay, which also needs to be unloaded, stacked and stored. The hay bales weigh around 250 kilograms, which is also not an easy job. Stacking all of this will take a whole day's work. I stack these bales, and after that you really can't work anymore that day because your muscles get extremely tired. Besides broilers, we also raise regular chickens for meat. We incubate the eggs ourselves, and the chickens grow into beautiful hens that then lay eggs. So what? Another job we did was finally installing proper heating in the house. We put radiators all over the first floor. I installed all of this myself, did all the soldering, and we decided to run the pipes outside the walls. Well, it seemed like it would be faster this way, and if anything happens, it'll be easier to see. Any leaks, God forbid, will be visible right away. Well, there was nothing difficult about the installation either. It was quick, and I think I installed everything nicely and neatly. August, of course, drew on the walls. Our artist used to love drawing on the walls at first, but now he's grown out of it. But we decided that when he turns about 4, closer to 5, that's when we'll start working on our renovations. Well, dear friends, here it is again, winter. It's also a wonderful time of year, this beautiful, beautiful pre-New Year winter. In winter, we also organize different horseback rides as well as horseback walks. Of course, this happens in summer and spring too, but I didn't want to show every ride. Instead, I showed our last pre-New Year ride. When Lera and I went to the forest together, August was staying with our grandmother. Look at the progress Lera has made. The horse is no longer afraid and even lets Lera put a blanket on her. Kinda has gotten chubby, grown a thick coat, and is no longer afraid of the cold. She has become beautiful, a beautiful and kind horse. She feels great, and the other horses have already gotten used to her. They walk in the beautiful winter forest, and you can also enjoy this forest. I also wanted to ask you to subscribe to our Telegram channel, where we constantly post different updates. Everything that is happening today, what we are building, what decisions we are making, we ask our subscribers for advice and much more. We'll be waiting for you and would be happy if you subscribe.
I really want to wish you happiness, joy, wealth, and health in the new 2026 year, and may everything go well for us. May there be peace everywhere, may our tables be full of food, and may all children be happy and healthy. May everything go well for you and for us too, and may all the plans you have made for the new year come true.
And thank you for watching us. We'll see you in the next videos. We love you very much and cherish you. Kisses. Bye, bye, bye.